Shut up, clock in, and load up. And remember...
Alright, what's up guys? Ignore this knife flip that I totally failed, and welcome to kind of a different video for a couple reasons that you might notice. One, this is not FTL. This is actually a completely different game. It is a VR exclusive called Hotdogs, Horseshoes, and Hand Grenades, and we'll get a little bit more into that in a moment. But the other reason is this is not live. This is actually me just talking over the gameplay that I've already recorded. It's a little difficult to figure out how I get my mic working with standing up and wildly gesticulating with my headset on, but that's another problem. Either way, this is, you know, a little bit different. FTL obviously not going anywhere. I just kind of was sitting down. I bought an Oculus Quest 2 about a month or two ago, probably 2 months now, and I've been having a lot of fun with it, and I figured why not just, if I'm going to be playing it anyways, why not just press the record button? Which is kind of how I dealt with FTL when one day I was like, you know what, let's just record this. And that seems to have gone pretty well, all things considered. But yeah, I'm just going to kind of be giving some commentary on what I did, what's going on in this game, and just about VR in general. Like I said, it's a different video. It's probably more of a one-off thing that I just kind of wanted to do. But if you guys like it, let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think of the game. It's a lot of fun, and we'll definitely get into kind of what's happening exactly. But yeah, this game is essentially, like I said, a VR exclusive, more of a gun simulator. You kind of go to a bunch of different like gun ranges. There's something like 400 weapons from various time periods, World War II, modern, even cowboy weapons, things like that. So it's really, really cool, especially in VR when you can kind of actually handle the guns and they perform pretty much exactly like they do in real life for all intents and purposes. But this is right here is my favorite game mode. It's called Take and Hold. And the way it works is there are 5 nodes that you have to find on the map and take, as the name would imply, kind of in a like wave defense sort of vibe. And they get harder as they go on. And as you know, you increase in levels, you get time in between to go to upgrade stations, which I was just at, and spend points to upgrade your loadout, buy new weapons, whatever, depending on what you want to do. So the game starts you with a random weapon. I started with this shotgun, which is pretty okay, actually. You can get some real stinkers for sure. But I managed to start with this pump action shotgun. It holds about 5 rounds, I think. And the type of bullet that they gave me is actually incendiary shotgun rounds, which is okay. You can kind of see the hot dogs that we fight. The game is called Hotdogs, Horseshoes, and Hand Grenades. You can kind of see them catching on fire just like right there. So it's okay, but I would really like buckshot, so I was trying to get some ammo earlier to swap out, but we didn't get so lucky, so we're running with this. I opted not to buy the gun that they had there. It didn't seem that relevant, and points, you know, you want to kind of save and use appropriately. So right there, that was us defending the hold point. There were, after a couple rounds of enemies coming in, you get kind of those targets that pop up. There's a bunch of different types. You'll see way more. And you kind of shoot those, and then if you shoot them all efficiently enough, then the hot dogs will all explode, and you will move on to the next hold point. So right now I'm charging. There happened to be a upgrade station right here. Kind of wish I had another gun, so I take the sausages gun and just blast them to pieces. It is nice to have a little secondary weapon, and I think just up here I'm going to actually make a change and buy something. So this is another upgrade token I just picked up, and some health, which is always good. Still rocking the incendiary rounds, so I'm going to pop up over to this ammo station and hopefully get something else. And look at that, I got 12G buckshot, I think, yeah. So that's good stuff. I'm going to add those, throw away the incendiary rounds. They're okay, but I think buckshot tends to be better for shotguns. So I'm going to duplicate it up here, and that way I can use that instead. There's, as far as I can tell, no easy way to discharge all your rounds other than just firing them, so I'm going to do that. You do have unlimited ammo, but you can play the mode a little differently where you have more restricted resources, which is pretty fun, but it's fairly difficult to shoot in VR without some practice, so it definitely takes a little bit of time. But here we are. I spent some tokens for a USP match, which is a good little side handgun to have so that we don't always have to rely on the shotgun since its ammo capacity is a bit, you know, low overall. But so we got this, we got the shotgun. Things are looking up a little bit more. Moving on to the second hold, things get a little more difficult. There are patrols, which we have just blasted one here. They kind of walk around and they can cause a lot of trouble for you if you get caught off guard, but look at me, actual gunslinger, just pop them off like that. and struggling to reload. Most guns work pretty well. The USP here was acting kind of funky this whole game. I think I rage a little bit later, silently, when it doesn't go in, but we'll get there when we get there. Just going to clear the hold real quick. Aim could be better, could be worse. Managed to take him out. And this guy, seal the deal there. Double tap for those who've seen Zombieland. So we got that. If you're looking at my hotbar while I'm looking down, you'll notice that I have the pistol in kind of a green circle. That is by pressing X on the Quest 2, and it allows you to kind of, I forgot what it's called, but pretty much if you drop the gun, it'll just teleport back there. I don't like to do it for all of my guns because like sometimes you like to do cool tricks and flips, or like you want to drop it or whatever. But the pistol is always nice to just always have on your belt no matter what, so I have that option toggled. And then for the ammo, if there's that blue sphere, it's on unlimited ammo mode, so you'll see me grab a mag or whatever, and it'll just repopulate it. Again, if you're doing the non-unlimited ammo mode, then that's not really the case, but here we are grabbing some tokens. Looking over here, it is a break action shotgun, so like if you played Black Ops 1, like the Olympia, whatever. Not too interested in that because I already have a pump action, which is going to be much better for me. And that is, I think, just the first. Or it looks like we checked out both of the supply points. So on my radar, if you see, well, it's gone now, but the blue icons are the supply points, and the orange one is obviously the hold point. So right now we're just kind of camping out. Terrible shot, but I managed to take him out pretty easily. This hold is a little bit dicey since, as you can see, it's a very small room. The red areas are where the sausages can spawn from and push me, so got to kind of hold pretty tight here. But overall, this game is it's a very fun game. I think this is probably my favorite that I've played so far. When I first got the Quest, I was doing a lot of kind of like tech demo-y kind of things for free, just downloading them off the web, which was pretty cool. There's a lot of really cool things out there. For those of you who have not tried VR, it is very surreal. You really do feel like you're in this world, whatever it is. And it doesn't quite do it justice just by watching the gameplay here. But if you've never tried it, I would highly recommend it. It was a very good purchase on my part. One of my coworkers was selling his old one. It was not even that old. He only used it a couple times, so it's in great condition, and it's working great. So as you can see, we just blew up a... they're called encryptions, those little floating things. Those were the hardened variants. So like I said, as you push onwards through the game, they get more and more difficult to shoot. Those ones have like armor, something like that. Shotguns do pretty well against them, as you kind of saw. But we're doing all right here, making good progress. A little bit of a lag spike there. Overall, the game runs insanely well. I have a very powerful PC that I built a year or two ago. But yeah, let's see if we can... yeah, see, that right there is why you keep a pistol on you at all times. My shotgun wasn't working. I was almost out of ammo, and just busting out the pistol there does good work finishing off those enemies. So at this point in the game, I'm kind of... As you can see, we're getting pulled up pretty quickly by a lot of sausages. The shotgun is not quite doing what we need anymore. So I'm hopefully at the next break here going to try to find a better weapon, maybe something more automatic, or at least with higher magazine capacity. I was struggling to hit these targets. It's very, very difficult when you, like I said, when you're starting out to aim, but you get used to it pretty quickly. The pistols aren't so bad because you're kind of holding the controller like a handgun anyways. But yeah, look at this, struggling. But any long rifle, like a shotgun, AR, battle rifle, whatever, since there's no physical object in your hands, it's a little bizarre to have two separate hands holding something that's not really there. So it makes aiming a little bit difficult until you really get used to it. There's various... Let's see. I think I kind of pop off here, though, with my aim, though. Let's go, boys. There's two down. Just going to kite them out here, see if they come. Yeah, so it can be a little bit difficult to aim, but you do get used to it for sure. And kind of... There's like a virtual stock option that allows you to... It kind of simulates where your shoulder would be in-game and makes things a little bit easier for aiming there. I will say that the... There we go, we got another token, which is good stuff. Don't remember what I was going to say, actually, but I see there's a sniper rifle here. In my visible rage, I say, nah, we don't want that. Early on, a sniper rifle can be useful, but a lot of them tend to be bolt action, which is cool, but when you're getting swarmed by sausages, it can be kind of a disadvantage, so I'm really hoping to find something a little bit more high caliber than just this the shotgun here. Nice, look at that aim. Okay. Well, he took cover, so we're going to have to push him, I think. You can break these boxes. They sometimes give extra tokens, the ones on the floor here. Oh, this guy pulled up on me. This guy's still alive, but luckily we had our last shell in there. So we got another token. We're stacking up quite a few. I haven't really bought too many guns, so this should actually be pretty good for buying a bunch of stuff. If you see on the right above the screen there, the blue screen, it has all of our tokens. We got a ton. So unfortunately, I didn't actually buy anything there. I'm going to check out the last hold or supply point just to kind of see all my options. But I anticipate there will be enemies here. Yep, here they are. Something I do want to point out, it looks like I'm kind of just hip firing all these weapons here. That's actually not the case. Since this is like 3D, it doesn't really translate too well to a 2D screen like this. I'm actually using my right eye in VR. There's the rage. I was like, can you get in the magazine? I'm actually using my right eye to aim down the sights. And since it's, like I said, not in actually 3D on the screen you guys are watching on, it looks like I'm just kind of hip firing it and god at aiming. But that is not the reality. So these guys messed me up. As you can see, this guy's got a gas mask. They're starting to get more upgraded here. The troops are not quite as basic sausages. And it really is solidifying that this shotgun is... It doesn't have to go, but we need something, you know. The Flak 1 is not holding it down in this game, unlike an FTL. So I see there's a battle rifle for sale, but I'm just going to clear out the area here. Battle rifles tend to be... They can go full auto, but they tend to be semi-automatic weapons like, you know, an M14, FALs, things like that. So pretty high caliber, usually firing 7.62 rounds, but usually the magazine capacity is not quite what the ultimate. So it's not the best, but we're definitely going to I think I rock with one here. Let's see what we get. Oh, I started getting sniped from across the way, and I don't want to take too much damage. Yeah, he tagged me right there, so I'm just going to hang back a little. I anticipate he's going to move and charge me, and he did, so he'll probably be over soon, but in the meantime, we're going to grab, there we go, the M14, a modernized version of it for sure. Reminds me of, I think COD, Modern Warfare COD 4 had this gun. A lot of the Modern Warfares, I think. But you'll see me fire a few rounds after I jump down here. It is quite powerful. Boom. And boom. One shot to the dome. Sausages have exploded into their meaty glory. Just clearing the rest of the area, and I think I'm going to take the hold on here. It's the same one we had at the start, but we do have quite a bit more ordnance now than just the shotgun. So I'm going to rearrange my bullets, or my magazines here, so that I can... Oh, and I completely messed up. Drop the shells. The shotgun's not going to be quite as relevant, so I'm moving it off to the side with the buckshot, and then I'm going to have the M14 magazine up at front and center here so that I can get quick reloads going. And with that, we're going to jump into this next system node, and we will try to defend it. So going back to VR as a whole, what do I think of it? A lot of people are under the impression that VR will either replace regular gaming completely or will be a flop and no one will ever care about it again. I personally think it sits somewhere in the middle between all of that. Virtual reality is insane. Like I said, the first time I put on a headset, this headset when I bought it, I literally couldn't stop smiling in real life and just being like, oh my god. Like I was exclaiming in real life like, wow, this is really, really cool. It looks cool on the surface, but when you actually are in the headset, things are crazy for sure. And this game, I think, does a really good job of making the most of a lot of the mechanics that you can use with the hardware. So I don't think VR is going to replace gaming fully, much in the same way that 3D games, you know, modern 3D, not 3D glasses 3D games, but like third dimension games did not fully replace 2D games like Mario or, you know, whatever, FTL, right? That's a 2D game. It's a different medium and allows for a lot of different creative freedom. So I think that it'll kind of continue to coincide. I definitely do not think it is a complete failure. So many, like this Quest 2, compared to some of the earlier VR prototypes, like the original Oculus, things like that. PSVR, my dad had a PSVR or we played one. And that thing is, it just doesn't compare. Like this Quest 2 is newest, one of the newest machines out there, and it works really well. The controllers allow you to grab things really well, and it does genuinely make you feel like you're actually in this virtual world, which is very cool. Look at that aim, by the way. And then I completely... Oh, no, I didn't butcher it completely. Probably shot a few more rounds than true professional, but oh well. But yeah, I think this was definitely a worthwhile purchase for me. It's relatively affordable. The biggest complaint I do have is with the Quest. Unfortunately, you have to have a Facebook, and it has some pretty crust-ass like integration with Facebook. Luckily, it's not that big of a deal. I you know, revoked all privileges. I didn't want to have too much like spying type stuff going on or whatever. Reading my data, I tried to prevent as much of that as possible, but it's a bit unavoidable, unfortunately, in the modern world, and I kind of hate it. So other than that, I don't really have too many complaints about the Quest 2. It's been working amazingly for me. It seamlessly works with my PC, and what's actually kind of cool about it is it's its own system. So you don't actually need a gaming PC to make it work. Now, granted, the games that you can play on the Quest are a little bit more limited in terms of graphics and processing power, since it's just the headset, right? But there's a fair amount of cool ones you can do, and especially if you just kind of want to show someone, test it out, you know, you don't really need to bring your whole ass PC around. You can just kind of have some of the games that are loaded on there that you can do, which is really cool. But yeah, it works well. I play most of my games plugged in through the USB, since it makes it a lot more seamless than doing a network play type deal. There is something called Virtual Desktop, which you can use to simulate your desktop and not have to use a wire, but it relies on Wi-Fi. So if your Wi-Fi is not literally top tier, you can get some frame drops here and there. And the Quest 2 actually just released their own thing called AirLink, which is pretty cool. It's pretty much the same thing, but it comes, you know, hardware. It's like, or not hardware, but it's software that comes just with the Quest. So you actually don't even need to buy Virtual Desktop, which is very convenient. It works okay, but it's kind of limited by the same Wi-Fi capabilities. I have pretty good Wi-Fi, to be fair, and my desktop is on Ethernet, obviously. I have a pretty small apartment, but it's still, every once in a while, it has drops, and the cord is not so bad. I got a big, long-ass 10-foot cord, so it works pretty well. So here we are. We see a grenade launcher there, which, although fun, are not that practical, much like in all, you know, shooting games. It is definitely satisfying, but it's not exactly what I was looking for. So we're going to press on to the other supply points here. I see this guy coming on a patrol, so I'm peeking around the corner, and I realize that the hold point is here, and there are way too many of them. So I back off, get a quick reload, and then I decide this is bad when I see a grenade literally thrown directly at my face. So I'm going to flank him around this way, make sure nobody's coming up the ramp there. You may notice me snap turning every once in a while. Oh, here we go, out of ammo. Pistol comes through again. Most of the time I turn my head in real life, you know, because it's VR and you can do that. But sometimes, since you have a cord, you can get a little bit tangled. So using the right joystick, you can actually just snap turn, which is, you'll see, I mean, you've probably already noticed. And it makes things pretty convenient most of the time. So right there, somewhere along the way, I accidentally unlimited my pistol magazine and lost it. So that's like a partially filled one. Try to jump down there. Absolute fail. Look at me go. Oh man, my gun I think was on safety by accident, so I kind of panicked here, and I was like, what the hell? Accidentally discharged it around, or out of the ejection port. Managed to fix it, but I took a little bit of damage there. So yeah, my pistols, unfortunately, the magazine is not at capacity, so I'm gonna have to find an ammo supply, which I'm hoping that there's one over here. Just gonna pop these guys. Actually pretty good aim clearing them. And hopefully refill it. Each of these ammo stations gives a different type of ammo, whether it's hollow points, tracer rounds, even incendiary, right? So I'm gonna drop my mag off here and see if I can refill it with something more useful. So I'll pop it down and then do this. Grab it from a distance. It looks like we got the incendiary and something like that. So load it back up and the pistol's good to go again. Not really relying on the pistols too much anymore. Instead, I'm hopefully just going to be using my higher caliber rifles, but got the M14. I'm thinking of what I want to do, and I realize I think I do actually want to spend some money on something, so I'm going to try to make my way back to this supply point. And although the M14 is good, having used the iron sights, and it still has a pretty low magazine capacity, I'm hoping to roll something a little better. Absolute chaos here. As you can see the fire on that sausage. We're having hot dogs for dinner. I got absolutely ganked by these guys. There's a whole crowd. But we handle it pretty well. Take them out, no problem. Ooh, quick little turn fire on that guy. Tried to sneak up on my ass. So we're going to push into the supply zone here. I can see on the map there's one in here. One more guy got taken out. A little bit more double tap. Don't want them getting back up and shooting me in the back or anything. So we're going to peep inside these crates here, see what we got. I see there's another battle rifle, and the way it works is this one, I'm not sure if I'm going to look at it too quickly again, costs, I believe, 6 points, whatever they're called, 6 upgrade points, which is okay. Yeah, I'm looking at it right there, and I'm like, huh, do I want an 8 times scope? Not really. That's a bit too much range for a small map like this, so I remember that the other upgrade table had a battle rifle as well, but for 10 points. So the more points they cost, the better they tend to be in terms of ammo capacity, and I decided that's kind of my biggest concern right now. So I'm going to make my way back over to that one and try to actually purchase something. Yeah, I realize it's upstairs, so I got to go back over to the ramp here. Real quick, talking about the map, actually, it's pretty close quarters. This is actually a custom map. That's one of the things yeah, as you can see, 10 points up there. Or is that, maybe it's 8. It's more points, that's the point of it. The cool thing about this game is it doesn't have anything crazy like Left 4 Dead 2 or Gary's Mod where it has, you know, thousands of mods. But it's got a lot, which is cool. So we pick up the Mark 17, which is a variant of the Scar, a battle rifle variant. Anyone who's played Call of Duty or really any shooting game will recognize it. But it's a very cool weapon. I was pretty hyped about it. The magazine is still not huge, but I think it's like a 20-round mag. Put that baby on fully auto just in case. So I'm pretty okay with this. I think it was actually definitely worth it. And I'm just kind of debating where to put things. Got my shotgun still put on my left shoulder. Probably won't be using it too much, but whatever. Gonna pop this here, see if I can get any cool ammo, and it looks like I get the exact same. No, I get silver tips. Yeah, I'm not sure what the difference is necessarily. I don't remember, have them all memorized yet, but we did get a different type. I think it's a slightly higher caliber or armor piercing, something like that. So we're gonna roll with that on our Scar. And here we are. I think this is the 4th node, so we're almost done now. The 5th one is definitely the hardest, as you would expect. But having a fully automatic rifle like this is good. As you can see, it's got quite a bit of range. It's a shame you can't see down my sights, because I am actually aiming properly. But you get the idea a little bit. Oh, see, wrong mag. I'm going to realize pretty soon that I should switch that around and try to make something happen with it. But for now, I just got to survive. Don't want to take too much damage. Get shot from behind here. He's hiding. Got him in the knees. So these ones are pretty difficult, these nodes, or whatever they're called, encryption things. You have to shoot the red bits off. If you hit the blue bit, it spawns another red one. So you have to be pretty accurate. I do okay here. Luckily, it's pretty close. Some of the maps and stuff have them really far away, which is actually super hard. This one just completely whiffed it, but we got it. There we go. Yeah, so this map is a custom mod. I don't remember what it's called, but it's like High Rise something or other. It reminds me of High Rise from Modern Warfare 2 for anyone who's played that. The base map is okay. It's a little bland, but it's pretty cool. It's well designed, I would say. And there's a bunch of other really cool ones that I've downloaded and play. I like this one because it's small. I actually don't like having to run around all the time. You know, it can be a bit much sometimes. There's a really cool map called Island Compound, which is one of the biggest ones for people. And the size as well is quite large. But it's a lot of fun, so I definitely play that one quite a bit as well. There are also custom weapon mods in the game. I haven't bothered trying any yet because, like I said, there's over 400 something weapons just in the base game, and the developer, Anton, adds weapons all the time. Every week he does a devlog because it's in early access still, and there's usually a weapon or two that gets added. So it's really cool to be along for the ride for that. And yeah, it's pretty impressive that this whole thing was developed by one guy. He does quite a bit of good work. I could not do it myself. So I like that. It looks like I'm looking downwards a lot. It's because I'm checking the radar, and it shows where enemies spawn, so I can kind of be prepared and take them out. If you get ganked by too many enemies, it can be real bad. They do a ton of damage, and it makes it almost impossible to take out the encryption nodes that are floating up in the sky. So you really want to keep a tight hold on people, or sausages rather, pulling up on you. Things are going okay here. I'm getting pulled up on both sides, which is a bit annoying, but I'm doing an okay job of taking him out. I do notice this guy right here is armored. He's got the PUBG face mask looking thing, and they take quite a few rounds to hit. Usually you end up knocking them down and stunning them first, and then you have to follow up by, you know, shooting them on the ground. So this should be, I think, the last wave for this node here. Oh baby, yeah, I kind of panicked there. A lot of guys. Just going to shoot him here. A little hip fire action. Take him out. Perfect. Get a quick reload. This wall is almost busted down, but we made it happen here. And there we go. So these are the fast ones, these little orange ones. They're really hard to hit. Over time, they slow down. Look at me, just completely... I managed to hit that one, but it's pretty shocking. They slow down over time, so I usually take out some of the enemies first and then come back to them. I don't really care about score or anything. I'm just here for fun. But I think there's one more that I'll have to take out. So yeah, let me know in the comment whether ever any of you guys have VR or have tried this game or any game really. I still feel like it's kind of niche. It's not too expensive, but I mean this ran me like $300, something like that. So it's definitely more expensive than, you know, not having it. But I'm always curious to see if more people actually play games like this, and I think this game has quite a cult following, to be honest. The subreddit's pretty cool. I've been on there. There are people always requesting for new weapons and crazy garbage to be added. There's a bunch of meme weapons in this game. So they're always doing something like that. This guy tried to pull up on me. Luckily, my incendiary rounds took him out. You may be wondering why I don't pick up any of the sausage guns that drop. Simply put, they're garbage, and you can't really reload them, at least in the options that I have set. So you can pick them up and quickly use them. I did kill a sausage earlier with one, but they're not worth keeping around. They kind of despawn after a while. So this upgrade station had another battle rifle, and although that would be okay, I do have the M Mark 17 here, which is pretty good, and I don't really feel like I need a battle rifle, so I'm going to push to the other supply points and see if I can find anything a little bit more interesting / powerful. And again, ammo capacity is still not insanely high, as you can get, you know, crazy like 50-round drums on various weapons, things like that. Managed to clear these guys out pretty well. That's the thing with the small maps. The patrols are everywhere. And I see what's going on in that room, and I just do the dash. I'm like, hell no, we got to go around. That is way too many. We're going to pick them off slowly. Try to go for this health pickup, but it despawns, so I'm kind of bummed about that, but hit him around the corner again, and out of ammo, the absolute classic. This is why I really want a more larger mag for one of my guns, or just a new gun with more magazines. Take him out. This guy just pulled up for no type of reason. Pistol, again, came through clutch. Always good to have. So I've again found the final hold. I'm not going to pop it just yet because I don't quite feel ready. The last hold has a type of encryption, which is insanely difficult. To be honest, I usually never actually can beat it. It's like too hard for me, but we'll see what happens in this episode, because luckily it's in that small room, so there's a bit better chance that I can actually make something happen. But here we go, we got some HP, got another token, and I look over some ammo and I see there's an assault rifle, and it is a 10-point assault rifle, so that is the cream of the crop. I buy it, and it is technically not an assault rifle that's dropped, it's a LMG, but it gives me a magazine instead of the ammo box that you would expect with a light machine gun like this. I think this is the M60, or no, this is not, this is M264, I don't know. It's some sort of heavy machine gun. But it's got a ton of ammo, as you can see with that drum mag, and it shoots a very high caliber of round, so it ruins these sausages. Just having a little bit of fun here. So this gives me quite a bit of hope for the final hold here. Just checking if there's anything else I want. I think I'm going to end up going towards the other station just to see what they have. I'm not entirely sure. I kind of forgot what I do here. But we're going to push across the bridge here. Sometimes you can get a hold out here on this bridge, which is super hard because the targets are like way off in the distance. You have to do some target practice. Not the best at that bit. I do kind of wish there was a way in the game that you could turn off the like little target practice shooting things, because it's way more fun in my opinion to survive and do kind of the wave defense, push around the map, things like that. So I'm going to pull up and I'm just going to absolutely light these sausages up. Just absolute destruction. And there is an automatic shotgun, so I could get something like the AA-12 or the Sega, which could be good, but at this point I don't think I really need it. Having the high capacity mag like this is more than enough with an MG like this, so I kind of decide just to say whatever. But I do cash in the shotgun. You can get a point from that. I don't know what I really did that for because I don't need any more weapons, but oh well. Shoot him in the foot there, the sausage foot. Take out his friend, and then polish off these guys. Good old pistol. USP. It looks like the gun from Half-Life, low-key. Or Half-Life 2, at least. Any of you guys have played that? Always a cool weapon. What I really like about this game mode is the randomness of it. It's kind of like a roguelite, to be honest. You know, it's got random loot. The maps are not procedurally generated, like in, you know, Binding of Isaac, Gungeon, whatever. But it has a lot of elements of that, and I think that makes it really, really fun. Just gives you a lot of variety, and with so many weapons in the game, it's a lot like Gungeon, where every run is fresh because of what you have. So here I'm just inspecting the gun, just seeing how the bolt works and lifting it up. If I had gotten a belt-fed type magazine for it, or box, whatever, I would have had to do the cool classic Call of Duty reload, lifting up the back. But luckily we got this mag. It's probably 50 rounds, maybe 75, probably 50. So here I am, holding it down. A little bit nervous at this point because, like I said, I know the last encryption is damn near impossible. These ones are not so bad, they're invisible, and in a small room like this, you can see them pretty easily. When they're in the sky, it can be a little bit more dicey, but this is not so bad. My aim, pretty shocking for the most part. But I'm doing my best here. I think there's one or two more. I'm trying to find him. This guy, he didn't even know where I was. There we go. Took that out. Let's reload. Couple more waves. I got the Black Ops 2. Oop, gun got glitched there. Black Ops 2 announcer guy. There's a default voice that tells you a little bit more information, but I got tired of hearing her voice. It's kind of annoying, so I put this guy on here as a mod. There's a bunch of different ones, like there's a Captain Price one, and there's a bunch of like really cringe, weird Wii ones and stuff like that. But if you're into that, then all power to you. So these guys got the riot shields, and, well, not really riot shields, they're more blast shields, but they're very difficult to hit. You gotta hit them right through the slots or in the toes or something like that. Luckily, with such a high cap of magazine, I can kind of just spray them down and not have too much of a problem. But we're taking some hits here. This small-ass room is not doing me any favors. As long as I can keep them kind of pushed away, then we'll be good. Actually, pretty decent aim on these ones here. I thought that was the last one, but there was one hiding, I believe, right behind me. Yep. And it got kind of glitched on my gun, but we took it out. Ready for the final wave here, I believe. So, just checking where they're spawning in. I need to take them out quickly. Here we go. Coming from out this way. They've got the PUBG masks. Don't stand a chance against my machine gun. Load that baby up. I saw him twitch, so I had to put him down. You never know with these sausages. There's the other cool thing about this is there's a bunch of different characters that you can play, and they kind of dictate what weapons you can get. So there's like a standard one, but the one I'm playing is, I forget, Operator Ori, where pretty much it only gives you modern weapons, and then there's like one that only gives you World War II weapons. There's one that only gives you like Cold War era Black Ops style weapons, Iraq War maybe, whatever, things like that. And then there's like a Western one who only gives you cowboy guns, which is fun but challenging because they all are like revolvers and lever actions, things like that. So there's a lot of really cool diversity. There's a ton of modded characters too for various things. Like there's a Escape from Tarkov one and all this. So I really am excited for the modding scene of this game. If it turns out anything like, you know, any other game that has a ton of mods, it'll have so much content and allow it to live for quite a while, even with Anton, the developer, updating it so often. So here, guys, see the gray thing floating there? That's where the thing's going to spawn, more or less. So this is the final one. It's insane. Basically, you have to shoot the side ones, but the middle one spawns more. So I didn't realize this one was all the way behind me, so I like bent my back over to try to kill it. Did not do it in time, so this thing's spawning more, and I'm getting ran up on. I'm starting to panic, but luckily I get kind of turned up here. I got a grenade thrown at me. I'm just panicking, but they all spawn pretty close, so I managed to take them all out, and with that, we have a victory. So thank you guys so much for watching. This was kind of a random video. Again, it's probably one-off, but if you liked the content, you know, enjoy my victory celebration, and let me know what you thought in the comments if you want to see more VR or anything like this. I'm playing it anyways in my spare time when I don't have work or making multiverse YouTube videos. So yeah, with that, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you around.